All artists have art fears, things they avoid drawing, such as hands, feet, animals, perspective. Some of us even have techniques or materials that we try to avoid, such as photorealism or oil paints. But you're never really going to grow as an artist if you don't step out of your comfort zones. And over the summer, I've been trying to do just that. I want to step out of my comfort zone. I want to use materials that I'm not very familiar with. I want to draw things that I've always kind of been scared of drawing. Today, I'm going to be dabbling with acrylic paints. In terms of like art material fears, I wouldn't say that I'm that afraid of acrylic paints. I do have some experience with it, but there's a lot of things that I'm afraid of painting, or things that I just generally just avoid. And in my last acrylic paint video, I explained how clouds were always like a scary thing for me to paint. Like I've tried painting them in the past, and then I'm just really bad at it. Like I don't know if I have to watch a tutorial or what. I don't normally watch tutorials or get help with anything. I normally just study references and just go from there. But I don't know why. I really struggle with clouds. But anyway, that's not what I'm going to be painting in this video. I don't have that much experience with acrylic paints. What I've painted in the past has pretty much been skies and still water with a black silhouette of some trees or something. So for this painting, I wanted to challenge myself a bit while still staying in my comfort zone to some degree, but kind of stepping a foot out of it, if that makes sense. So I still have a sky and still water, but I am actually drawing in, not just having a silhouette, but actually drawing in trees, rocks, and a lighthouse. I've been meaning to make a painting for my boyfriend's family for quite a while now, as a thank you for letting me stay there so much, because I'm an international student in England. I live in Norway, but I've started studying in England, and my boyfriend lives there, so I've spent a lot of time there. As a little thank you gift, I wanted to paint them a picture, and they recently redid their kitchen. So I have been trying to think of different paintings that'll kind of work with their color scheme. So I knew that I wanted it to be mostly blue with some orange and teal. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned all this in my last acrylic paint video, but that ended up not being the painting for them. Didn't quite fit. I wasn't happy enough with it. So then this one is the painting that I am gonna give them. So to start with, I put down just the base colors and just blocking in the different aspects of the painting, separating the sky, the water, and the, I guess kind of the midsection, the rocks and the trees. And I worked from background to foreground, so I could be messy in the background and then paint over it in the foreground. So I started with the sky and water. I wanted the motions, or the brush strokes in the sky and the water, to be different. So the water has the usual horizontal strokes, have that still water motion, movement, whatever, while the sky has more of a circular motion, kind of framing the lighthouse and giving the illusion of light being emitted from the lighthouse. I think the sky turns out quite good. I like that little swirly motion. This was something I kind of struggled with in my last acrylic painting video as well. I think I talked about it a bit there. I don't know if this is a universal acrylic paint thing, or if it's specifically the brand that I have, but my yellow and orange, they feel very different from my other paints. My other colors will layer quite nicely, and they lay down and they're opaque on the canvas, and you can put them down on top of other colors and it's not a problem. But for some reason, the yellow and the orange, it's it feels thinner, more watery, and it does not layer. So for a lot of this painting, when I wanted to go back in with yellows and oranges, I'd have to first add white or very bright color, lay that down first, and then put the yellow or the orange on top of that for it to even show. I don't know if that's just something that happens with all acrylic paints, or if that's just mine that are doing something that they're not really supposed to be doing. That was definitely kind of rough. And I really wanted to emphasize the yellow, orange, and blue without the yellow and blue mixing too much and becoming green. I didn't want it, because that's what happened with my last painting. I was so unhappy with the orange that I ended up just taking it out completely, and it ended up just being a blue, green, and yellow painting. And I did not want that fate for this painting, so I really tried my best to keep the orange in, but I really did struggle with it, and it still could be better, but I guess it is what it is. When I work on the rocks, you can see that I go in with a palette knife. I've seen Bob Ross do that a lot to paint in his mountains and stuff, but I think my palette knife was a bit too big, but I did enjoy the little texture it gave. I did that little pattern. I just think it was a little bit too big for my little rocks. At least that was a fun little method, and I'll definitely keep that in mind for, I guess, if I ever do paint mountains or something in the future. And lastly, I went in with some Posca pens just to, get some stars down and like for the highlights in the water and stuff like that, just the tiny details. And that's all I really have to say about this painting. I think it's one of my better paintings. I definitely have a lot of room to improve. For someone who's not super confident with acrylic paint, I think it was a nice attempt. To my current art projects, I am working on doing my next Genshin portrait, because I used to have a series of Genshin Impact portraits, and I have not done that in a very long time now. But yeah, I am actually working on one at the moment. Moving forward now, I think a lot of my work will probably be digital work, just because I am leaving. I'm going back to England on Wednesday, and I'll be staying with my boyfriend until the uni starts. Once I'm back in my accommodation, and I have my tripod back and everything, I have like an actual desk to work on as well, then I can get some other work done. But I think as long as I'm staying with my boyfriend, then it's probably for the most part going to be digital art, at least here on YouTube, because I don't think I'll really have a way to set up my phone and record like a sketchbook drawing or anything. So, or any non-digital work will probably just be mainly like Instagram and TikTok. I don't think I'll be able to record like an actual YouTube video for that until I'm back in my accommodation. But yeah, I'm gonna still try to get videos out regardless. I'll just try to do more digital work and just stuff like that are a bit easier to record when I don't have access to like a desk or my tripod or any of my other materials. I do want to get some more sketchbook drawings done before I leave. I have recorded one page, so hopefully I'll get a few more spreads recorded, and that could be another video. And after I record this video, I'm finally gonna go clean up my studio. I'm gonna get my studio tour recorded sometime soon, and then hopefully that can be my next video, because I leave on Wednesday. I will not be able to record a studio tour until like Christmas otherwise, and I want this to be done. I've been procrastinating this entire summer, and it will be done before I leave. So the next video will most likely be a studio tour, finally, after all these years. To what I've been up to lately, I've been reading. I am still on The Blood Trader, which is the third book in the Prison Healer series. And I've started reading The 7-Year Slip. I don't normally read like contemporary romance books. I pretty much only read fantasy. It became available on like this Kindle library app that I use. So I was like, and I had like several months long wait. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. I'll probably do even more reading. I will probably do a lot of reading this week since I'll be traveling. I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact lately. I've actually really gotten into that again. And other than that, I have been working on a big diamond painting. So I'm trying my best to get that finished before I leave as well. And I think I'll do it. I think I can do it. So yeah, the last thing I really need to mention, I guess, is just that I will be traveling this week. I'm gonna do my best to stick to my consistency. I want to keep up with my consistent posts, but I will still try to do like sketchbook drawings and like stuff like that. But if you want to see that, you're gonna have to go to my Instagram or my TikTok, because that's where I'll be able to post it. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.